I had my chefs cooking with only olive oil and avocado oil, and it's possible. I'm the girl that's like, hey, can you cook my stuff in butter when I go to like the breakfast places? They look at me, I'm like, yeah, just please no canola oil or vegetable oil. Can you cook it? They're like, let me find out. And they're like, okay, the chef said yes. I'm like,
nice.
I hope
Nice. That is a good hack. Hi, I'm Leigh, founder and chief enthusiast at Healthy Anywhere. And today we're going behind the scenes with Nico Doniele, entrepreneur extraordinaire, the founder of the soon to come Marche in Austin, Texas, co-founder of former healthy hit, much beloved Sante restaurant in Phoenix, Arizona, juggler of many passions and pastimes from fast cars to fashion and so much more. Now, this original conversation was recorded in December of 2023. I'm recording this today. It's October 2024. Marche is in fundraising mode. They've got some good interest. Be sure to follow their Instagram for news on the opening dates in that first location that's coming soon to Austin, Texas. And now let's get to the show. Let's dive into it. Icebreaker, I ask everyone this question. So sure. What does healthy mean to you?
Healthy means to me, I mean, it's a lifestyle for me. So I guess that's like a big thing. It's an absolute like necessity. The word healthy, I think, just supports so many different aspects of life, though. I think it's like mental health, spiritual health, relationship health. People tend to just go, oh, it's the green things you're eating, when I just think that there's so much more mental and spiritual that supports the green things you're eating, you know, more than anything. So
yeah, I love that holistic view. Why is that important to you, and how did you come to that kind of informed level of consciousness?
I think moreover, like we all go through phases in our life that are extremely stressful, and building a restaurant was really stressful. And, you know, you can be absolutely doing all the right things, but if your stress levels are out of the roof and you have no way to manage it in a healthy way, not just grabbing a bottle of wine or whatever, if you don't have any outlets that are in a healthy aspect to create the balance in your life, then you're ultimately unhealthy. It doesn't mean the green juice that you drink is going to solve your stress problems, right? So it's really looking at it holistically.
So true. So back to you and the restaurants, which is like, yeah, super bold, ambitious, brave, daring to go into restaurants. How and why did you first get into them?
Well, so I started off as a young child with my parents in that industry. My father is a certified executive chef. My mom and him met in the industry. Through the pandemic, LA was really closed down, and I was visiting Arizona, coming back and forth quite a bit to see my mom, who was ill with dementia and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, all the things that come together, unfortunately, with mental decline. And I just noticed that there was really lack of restaurants in Arizona, and I'm a health and wellness coach and holistic and wellness person and coach. And I was doing one-on-one coaching and that kind of, as well as doing hair in LA, and both the practices really diminished with everybody being in this scarcity and lack mindset of like, okay, what are we doing next? LA was extremely strict and extremely shut down. So I was coming to Arizona. I was like, wow, this place is way more open, and it feels like a different, you know, country.
Totally different.
Yeah. I was like, what's next going on? So then I decided to meet with my partner when I opened Sante, the organic restaurant. I was like, is there any like people that care about regenerative and organic? He's like, no, they like good food. And I'm sure farm to table is kind of a thing. And so I was like, well, here's my idea. And so that's where the first location was born in Arizona. So yeah, it was cool. It was a big thing to take on. And I think I wouldn't maybe have done it again at the end of COVID, because I think it was really hard to hire people and nobody wanted to work. So that was like a major difficulty, making payroll really expensive and things like that. But other than that, it was a great experience. And I have an amazing repertoire of recipes and things and farms and all these great people that I'm going to bring into my next business.
Yeah, because the ethos and standards of Sante were just, I mean, that's like the epitome of what we look for at Healthy Anywhere. So just bravo and kudos to you for going there. Really remarkable.
Thank you. Nobody was really doing regenerative meat at their restaurant. You know, some people in their backyard, you know, like a lot of the restaurants in the middle Midwest probably do because it's right there, but for us, it was like searching farms that actually had grassland, that had animals that were ruminating, that were, doing the right practices and all that stuff, which was like not easy to get over here. And we shipped it. And even we had to go to New Zealand for some animal products too, but there's just not enough regenerative farms in America, unfortunately.
Yep.
So we're working on it though.
I want to say we found some grass-fed goat in your area somewhere.
Oh, maybe Crow's Dairy.
I think that might have been it. Yeah, we've done some preliminary work around Phoenix and kind of surveying. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you some questions on that offline.
Yeah. There is some farms in northern Arizona, but they're just not enough to supply a restaurant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So tell me about your new chapter.
For sure.
And so you're opening Marche
next
year. Yeah, tell me about that.
So Marche is a fully organic regenerative market. So if you've been to R1 in Los Angeles, it's going to be similar to that, but with some differences. Hopefully price differences as well. We're going to try to be a little less exuberant. You are going to be able to walk through a hot bar, but we're going to have a cafe, most likely wood-fired pizza and vegan and regular organic soft serve ice cream. And then a place for you to sit and work and stuff like that too, with a vibe, all the little markets I've been to, even in Austin and Nashville, they're kind of like farmhouse looking. And if you looked at Sante and you looked at kind of my vibe, I worked in fashion for 10 years. And so big leather booths and wood and feathers and brass, like really gorgeous, like feeling rich about sitting there working on your computer, having your latte, eating your organic food, instead of like the down home farm granola feel. And that's just kind of like what I think a lot of the restaurants get a bad rap for. I don't want it to look like Sprouts. You want to be able to have a date there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but have all the great things Sprouts would have. That's the new vibe that's coming up. And we're looking into Nashville and Austin right now. Those are the two markets that are competing for my attention at the moment. So I'm
interesting. So you're in the Phoenix area, but you're actually looking at, so I wasn't clear if you were thinking about opening it there, but it sounds like you're not sure which is going to come first. Or...
Yeah, so it kind of just depends on the business partners, the money, the funding, those kind of things, as well as like finding actual location that could be the square footage thing we need. Both those cities are more culinary forward cities, much more than I think Phoenix is, unfortunately. I love Phoenix. It's my old hometown. I grew up here, but I feel like it needs to go there first, and then maybe in a couple of years it needs to catch up.
Yep.
But it's really sad to say because I have a big fan base from Sante, but I'm like, guys, give me a minute. I'll bring one here eventually. But I'd like to start in Austin. It's a very health forward city. Austin has, all the big podcasters and health influencers, the Dave Asprey's, the Luke Stories, the Joe Rogan, everybody's there, and there's really nothing like this. So I think that's a good place.
Oh yeah. I got chills thinking about it just in the Lux feel. I mean, it's just going to be beautiful, really beautiful. So I can see it and picture it, and I get it. Yeah. Austin and Nashville really needs this as well. So
that's does, right?
Really exciting. So what inspired the idea for Marche for you?
I think going away from full service dining and going into, people are loving that fast casual idea where they could sit and eat if there's a space to sit down and do so, but the kind of like queuing and walking through and picking your food out and just making it easy if they just need to run home and grab something. I think that's like such an attractive thing to me as well. Now, I think COVID kind of did that to all of us. We made it easier to like spend time at home with your food and your family. But I think there's a really beautiful place for fine dining. I love going out and eating fine dining, but I would say I'll choose to not go get dressed up 8 out of 10 times and just be able to grab something if I'm busy. And I want to be able to grab something besides salad to go, or, something that I know that's not really truly organic. So I know if I want it, then there's other people that want it too.
Yes. And just that feel of like the European all day cafe and market, it's perfect. Yeah. So I guess I was thinking about the complexities, any challenges or new learnings in opening Marche that you're coming up against?
I think the economy as we know it right now is like everybody's like buttoning it up right now as far as like lending, and they're being wary of their money. And so this is not like a cheap project to start off. It's not like a little $800 million project. It's going to be a few $1 million. So finding the right capital partners will be maybe, I don't want to say a challenge, because I think when you look at the numbers that things like Erewhon does, I think anybody with wherewithal will be like, okay, this is a good investment. So I have got a few of those people that already kind of have my back. So I'm excited about that. But
nice.
That would be the only kind of piece is that it can be hard to understand when we're in a world right now where everybody's looking at tech and AI. And especially in the Austin market, that's like all the people want to fund is AI right now. They're like, oh, it's maybe 250 million tomorrow. It's very VC funded. Those capital raises are going on and that's their focus. So I'm walking into a world that's very VC, AI, tech heavy going, hi, I'm opening a organic market. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's like 50 million a year each one, and they're like, what? And they can't wrap their head around it. So just finding the right partners, which I believe that I have, is still not a hard yes. I'm still looking. But yeah, I think that's the only real thing. And I think I'm able to hire people smarter in the room than I am for the other things that I don't know. And I have a beautiful advisory team already that I've built through actually a regenerative product that I'm going to be playing with too.
Resting. No, never a dull moment, Nico.
No, I know. It's a soil supplement. It's 5 tangible products in a soil supplement that's going to farmers to rebuild the nutrient density in soil, the microfungi, the rhizol, and creating nutritious topsoil for these farmers. And there's products like this on the market already, but the way they're doing it is better, faster, and has the ability to actually send a soil scientist out to your farm, do an acre for free, and show you how it works, which I think is phenomenal to do for a farmer. And then it's kind of like the proof is in the pudding for that. So I'm playing with them as their spokesperson as they build their brand and marketing.
Interesting. That's so cool. Oh, I love it. I love it. Champion for soil. Are they going after the ones that are already organic, or are they trying to convert or
convert? And they're, trying to teach as well. It's like, okay, guys, you can't be doing these inputs if we are going to give you this. So like, let us have this acre. Let us show you how much less water this uses, how much sweeter your fruit is, how much more nutrients in your blueberries. So we've got testing out on alfalfa and blueberries right now. There's some beer companies that are on the DL that are taking it on to create organic beer. It'd be really, really neat. And all these products come from Salt Lake City, a family office, and the company's called Thrive, THRYV.love, LOVE. And it's going to be a whole movement with a certification for this produce too. So it'll be Thrive certified produce. So you'll know you go into Marche and say, oh, it's not only organic, but it's Thrive certified. So it means it has the proper nutrients. Apples had 30% of the nutrients they had 5 years ago. Now this apple has the proper nutrients, the proper salts, minerals. What they're doing, their movement in the next year or two is going to be pretty immense for us as humans for the right kind of produce.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about the even organic monoculture, right? Okay, sure, it's organic, but the soil isn't going to be optimized and as healthy as if you're doing more of a diverse rotation or whatnot. Oh, wow.
So those guys are cool. And a few of those guys are on my advisory team and my board. Okay. They're champions with all things funding and crops. They're all into that stuff. So they're really great guys to have on my board too.
Are they servicing restaurants?
Not yet. Yeah, the produce, that's the initial soil to spoon movement that they want to do from the soil to the spoon. So that's kind of like part of the movement. It's just getting it out to enough farmers. Right now it's getting into some organic farms in Peru. A bunch of people we've been talking to over in that area in Central America. That's going to be really helpful because we get a lot of our produce from there. That's beautiful produce because of the way they can grow all year long.
So hopping from the farms to your favorite spots to eat, maybe around in your home area or even anywhere in the world.
Yeah, so I'm going to skip Arizona because I don't love the restaurants here, unfortunately. But I would go to Rustic Canyon in Santa Monica, California. That whole group, they do at their produce, their veg, how they treat, and they have a beautiful cookbook on veg that's insane. I have it. My chef's read it. It's fantastic. I love Hatchet Hall in west side of LA too. It's also one of my favorites. I love the Rose Cafe in Venice. I lived in the west side of LA, so I have a lot of favorites over there for 8-9 years. So those are some of my really kind of go-to. I do love what Josiah Citrine's doing at charcoal. He doesn't do regenerative meat, but he does a great job cooking everything on charcoal. And he's a fantastic Michelin star chef that I love what he's doing too. Those are my kind of top guys over there.
All right, I took some notes because, as you know, we have our Healthy Anywhere app, all the food discovery apps out there based on like ratings, reviews, recommendations. We're doing standards. So it's all based on healthy, sustainable, delicious. We've got a scoring system. We really look in detail at like how healthy, how sustainable, and then how delicious from all kinds of information. What's one thing you wish more people knew about your line of business? And I guess I should qualify that because you have a million different lines of business.
Right.
Maybe we'll start with restaurants.
That seed oils are toxic. The seed oil thing has just got to be a more recognized understanding that they're just so inflammatory to our cellular structure and they cause autoimmune illness. That's it.
Yeah.
Chefs need to know. I had my chefs cooking with only olive oil and avocado oil, and it's possible. Olive oil has a really high heat point. That's a fallacy. It can be very high heated. Italians have been doing it for hundreds of years. They talk about oxidation and all this stuff, and I just think you'd have to scorch it for 500 degrees for a long
it burns through the nutrients, right? If you're heating it, but it's not like degrading it is the point. So it's not getting toxic, I guess.
The molecular structure of it is what people worry about, and the oxidation part of it. So, and I think use tallow, use butter. Go back to the way we used to cook. Like, please, for gosh sakes, like put frying stuff in that. And, we didn't even have a fryer at my restaurant. So the chefs didn't like that. I did.
What do you think about non-GMO or organic canola oil if it's expeller pressed? I'm just curious.
I think it's the lesser of the evils, right? I think we get so much omega-6 in general. We can't control. It's like, if you can make a choice, let's not. Our omega-6, omega-3 ratios should be, 3-to-1, and they're 36-to-1 for most people. I've tested people that my health coaching client, and it's pretty gnarly. So a good fish oil helps that balance a lot. We're just bombarded, and everything is preserved, with canola oil. So I would just say, try to stay away from it.
So these are all the things that we look at, right? Because we have a healthy oils filter. We're looking for the extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, even like the grass-fed butter, like everything you mentioned. But okay, when someone's doing organic cold pressed canola oil, where does that stand? So we kind of looking at making some decisions about that.
Yeah, no, and I understand that from a restaurant perspective, because it is very difficult to inexpensive for restaurants to use organic olive oil and organic avocado oil. And so if they are doing an organic canola oil, I'm going to say, okay, I will eat there before I would eat somewhere else that didn't, so it would be a yes to me on an occasion, right?
Yep. That makes sense.
I'm a girl that's like, hey, can you cook my stuff in butter when I go to like the breakfast places? Look at me, I'm like, yeah, just please no canola oil or vegetable oil. Can you cook it? They're like, let me find out. And they're like, okay, the chef said yes. I'm like,
nice. That is a good hack. Because the canola is like 2-to-1, whereas the sunflower, that's like really high, and safflower, I think, is way higher than even canola. So you've got the health coaching, the hot yoga, travel advisor, hair, fast cars.
Yeah.
Wait, what am I missing? And the restaurant,
the market. I'm in a women's car club here in Phoenix, which I'll probably start a chapter wherever I go. It's empowering women, and we all drive kind of like supercars or luxury cars. Just fun. We just had a really fun party last night. We do stuff for charity and drives for charity and all kinds of fun stuff. That's kind of how I got to meet a lot of the women that I know. Because if you're in your 40s and you don't have kids, like, how do you meet women, right? So it was really cool to have that group of people, group of ladies to get to know people back here in Arizona. So, and travel advising, and then yoga part-time. And then I will health coach private clients, but this Marche is going to be taking a lot of my time.
I guess if there were a poster child for the multi-passionate entrepreneur, you got it.
Thank you. Yeah.
It was really amazing. How would you want people to reach you, interact with you? Like, where can people find out more?
Yeah, so I'm Health Coach Nico at healthcoachnico.com, or Love Marche, LOVEMARCHE.co, not com.co, or my Instagram's Round the World, so ROUND the world.
So any timeline on Marche or what you're thinking? I guess there's some dependencies.
We have dependencies on the finance part of it, and finding locations more what we're, needing to do and decide where the first one goes. probably before summer, probably around
Okay.
time there'll be something like either going, or I might be doing a ghost kitchen first with selling stuff online and getting things out to the public that way to build brand awareness in the city that I choose. And then, as we're building, maybe developing things with chef, I have a billion recipes already, which is great, which is nice. Organic bread program and all that stuff from Sante. So that's all good.
And all gluten-free, of course.
Yeah, I have great
Beautiful
stuff coming with me, our cornbread, all of our fun stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be selling that, probably doing Ghost Kitchen online first, and then being able to send it out. And who knows, we might be able to do something like an online market that things can go to different cities too. So that might be really cool. So
nice. I really appreciate your time. We are pulling for you. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.